it's real. I'm on that red pill shit for real, man.
You know, I think people are gonna wake up slowly but surely, you know. I'm not sure about everyone, but a lot of people are gonna wake up, you know what I'm saying? But as for now, it's such a shame, man. But things should be progressing a little bit more better than this right now.
It's night out and day in, asleep then awaken to the earthquaking, the end to the recreation. Might as well wipe aside when religion we fight about, but without spirituality, how will you figure out that so above is below? Yin and the yang is true, God's in the flesh, I know what they don't want me to. So am I considered a terrorist, a nigga, huh? Let me know so I remain ignorant when I'm blowing up. Want me to remain with a chain around my brain? Slang will be a drug abuser just for my pain. The struggles and your blame for me not being a well-rounded citizen. Just some exercise for the cops again. Well, fuck them, cause I am not the king of a slum nor ghetto. I resemble a Nubian pharaoh. I tuck them guns on me just for protection, not because I'm representing something evil and neglectful. I feel disrespected. You took my ancestors out their land, and you still trying to hide who I am. From Neocon in Ghana to those in Sudan, you looking at the Deuteronomy of your Bible. Read Naga this, Naga that, Naga in any country round the globe, rich in melanin. Fuck the jewels and the wealth, they ain't knowledge itself. You can't take you with you when you go, just your soul. Fairy tales are told about heroes and villains to young children to help bring out the Christ within them. A dim spirit soon to shine for the solar system. A spiraling condition called life. I thought about how my little son's hair spirals out, how the plants and the trees and the planets go about. Your time's been up, you still waiting on getting sent up. The rapture passed you by, must got somebody else to pick up. You can drink your liquor, drown your trouble, sniff your shit up. That'll never get rid of a damn thing. Need to switch your lane, reconsider your agenda, cause you don't wanna be the one that's dead like December. That's why it's so cold in the winter, and the days are shorter, and darkness takes over. East to west, I'm on a revolutionary quest, cause they ain't never teach about a civilized us. Join the journey from limestone pyramids to slave ships. Hurry, come along, I'll show you what went down and tell you what's going on. Like, look where we at now, and where did we go wrong? I want the truth now, the closest side and got it scholaristic and professional. Dig it up and show me the truth, archaeological. Keep your false doctrine to me, that's the mental illness. It lacks honesty, I'm telling y'all what the real is. It's such a shame, man, ain't shit changed, man. No progression if we remain the same, man. Tell the caveman to release the slave, man. Black or white or whatever, let's make a stand. Then tell him to remove these shackles and chains from me. Take them off right now. Limits on life is as far as my third eye can see. It's such a shame, man. It's such a shame, man. Ain't shit changed, man. No progression if we remain the same, man. Come on, tell the caveman to release the slave, man. Black or white or whatever, let's make a stand. Then tell him to remove these shackles and chains from me. Take them off right now.
When one has faith, it doesn't require proof when one has belief. It doesn't require any substance when one hopes. So in actuality, people have been prone to accepting words without substance. Because if the belief never manifests, or the hope, or the faith, then it's just words. I'm going to run that again. If you claim your God is the all-powerful and blah, 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 and you get hurt and you got to call the devil or the paramedics, how can you prove then that what you so-called believe in have any power to it? That don't add up. You get sick and the devil medicates you on a legalized drug, and there's nothing wrong with that? That's a part of God's will for you is to take the worldly world's drugs so that you're medicated. When every drug has a side effect. So you might go blind or crippled and crazy or whatever. The key thing is you believe that would help you. You believe that the devil is God's man. Otherwise, you wouldn't go to the devil. If you truly knew who the devil was, you wouldn't go to him. But you believe he's under the ground, and we could prove mathematically, scientifically, and genetically he's here on top of the ground. We can prove that could be scientifically proven. You can't prove he's underground somewhere beyond the earth. You can't prove that other than your imagination. This is what we're going to be teaching on tonight. Is this hope that is dope? Because that's all you have today. You hope this is going to change, although you don't want to do what it takes to bring about that change. Before we get into that, I'm going to bring one of our longtime fams out. We did a lot of pieces together on YouTube. We got out there. Brother Path One. You there, brother?
Yes, peace and blessings to you, Brother Supreme. To the third Allah.
Righteous peace and blessings.
Righteous peace and blessings to you too, brother, as well. I'd like to give big ups to all the family in the house tonight. And once again, it's beautiful to be back. You know what I'm saying? Back on the scene and out of the hands of the belly of the beast. And I've been dealing with him on the legal matter. So everything is good.
Yes,
and I feel definitely where you coming from with hope and religion and us actually rejecting the God himself. It's time for us to take control of our destiny 100%. And I'm all for it, Brother Supreme. It's time. We have to heal ourselves in this day and time. Ain't nobody else going to heal us, and no one else is going to lead us to where we need to be but ourselves. We're it. This is it. That person that you're looking into the mirror each and every day, and the person who actually, and what's interesting, what you brought up about hope and belief and faith, a lot of these things are played over and over and over again. But
that's true.
Hope, faith, belief, and all these other different things, would you say that these are just words? Or are they objects, or are they objects of our own false imagination?
They're false gods. All those things they believe in are false gods. And what makes them false is they never serve them. They never produce for them. So it's the same thing as somebody takes some crack and he smokes he gets on the pipe in hopes that whatever he's going through is going to change. That's what they do in the church. That's why their eyes roll in the back of the head, or in the mosque. When they doing Juma prayer and all that, their eyes roll in the back of their head too. They come out all high and buzzed out. Oh, I felt Allah, and I had a great prayer, and then he going out selling pork and doing devilish things later on, till prayer time again. You know what I'm saying? Or homosexual acts, whatever, all that stuff they doing in the Middle East and here.
Talk about it.
Some of them cats, Negroes, go sell some rocks and then make it in time for prayer, to give thanks to Allah. That's their get out of jail free card, and then go back and do devilishment. So, these things don't add up. They don't have substance. They can't give you salvation, those who think that these things there's more and more religions every day. There's more and more mosques being built. There's more and more churches being built every day. Yet the world is still rapidly going to hell.
But don't
at
forget,
a fast pace.
I'm glad you bring that up, Brother Supreme, because don't forget, the same way you have a lot of Muslim mosques going up, you also have a lot of A+ gas stations and Wawas that's owned by Saudi Arabian Arabs. and these Arabs over there. So don't forget, as they're praising Allah, they're also selling those hamburgers, pork chops, and gasoline.
You said pork chops and gasoline, huh?
That's right. Look at the corner store. That's right.
And they so-called claim Allah says, "Do upon others you want to be done to yourself."
Mm-hmm.
So if you selling pork and you saying you are Muslim or you serve Allah and Allah tells you to respect others you want to be treated, how can you claim that? Don't say they don't sell Negroes pork. We see them all the time in the community selling Negroes pork. They don't eat the pork, but they'll give it to a nigga.
No, that's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Talk about it, brother. That's right. Because see, what you got to understand, what's been going on, I'll say, for a long time, is that we have actually been the rat being experimented by the experimenter. You understand what I'm trying to say? And being as though we have been the rat, we have became the rat based on all of the false knowledge, information, and all of the false documenting that we have believed a long time ago about ourselves, given to us by our enemies. And if you look at things how they really are, we are the people that take everything else, and the crazy part is it's ours anyway. So if you just look at all of the different nationalities, from the Arabs to the Asians, all these other different foreign groups, they're only selling things to us because most of our people are dumb enough to buy it. Why? Because it gets down to the loss of the black God identity. What I mean by that, being as though we don't have the identity of the love of ourselves, we have to pay for an identity. That's why black people are the number one consumers in this country.
That's a good point. If I may,
that's right, brother.
You got that point across on that pork. You brought up an excellent point. Let's take example the pork that the Christian loves to eat, because he believes the book told him that God said eat all that which is good, and He blessed everything.
Mm-hmm.
He believes He blessed everything, because if it was a blessing, you wouldn't be getting sick off of it. You wouldn't be taking 5 and 6 different insulin shots and medications and a heart pacifier. You know, an oxygen tank next to you. While you in church, you got the oxygen tank right next to you, and the cane. If you knew scientifically and genetically, those foods aren't conducive for the original man or the body of us. It's food for the Caucasian man. Although our nature ain't even to eat meat. That's why when we don't eat meat, we're beautiful. You know, when we eat meat, you know, we take on an ugliness. I mean meat, I mean that mainly that hog, mainly. I'm not talking about fish and things that don't come from that. They're not breathing creatures, so to say. They come from another world. Although even that, if we're up at that level, even that, you know, the original people in Africa, they don't even eat fish. You know, they eat just pure earth. So if we ever coming back into ourselves, when we get to that level, you know, we won't even have fish eventually. And that's just something we're dealing with now, you know, while we're weaning off of the other stuff coming from where we used to be.
And you know what, that's powerful that you mentioned about the Christian doctrine in terms of the pork and the hog. And this also brings me around to the Hebrew Israelites. You know, you have a lot of Hebrew Israelite Negroes that also make a lot of comments where some of them actually contradict themselves in the King James or Holy Bible or Holy Yield. Some of the Hebrew Israelites actually say in the quote Bible that they have, right, they say that you can actually not eat pork, but then you can eat pork, or you can remove the hoof as long as it's clean. Now, Brother Supreme, what I wanted to ask you is, do you look at the Holy Bible or the King James Bible or the Torah, whatever book we want to call it, of Satan or Masons, do you look at that book as a major contradiction, meaning that it tells you one time in Leviticus, if you read the whole book or part of it, Leviticus 14, if I'm not mistaken, it talks all about being able to eat pork, but then it tells you not to eat birds, but then the Christians say you can eat chicken. You're not supposed to be eating a lot of different things. They say you're not even supposed to eat any kind of birded wing animals in the so-called book. And you see the Christians and a lot of different groups are still eating chicken. turkey.
Now,
You're not supposed to be eating that either.
Right. Now, meanwhile, look at the math, though. Look, we're speaking on the scientific and genetic level. Now, they claim they love going to the devil's schools, yet none of these niggas ever teach health.
That's right.
Actually, the devil don't teach that.
No, he don't.
You know, he teach you to eat you a piece of meat. That's one reason they don't. You know, they ain't gonna teach that in these schools because the doctor lives the same lifespan as the patient. The average doctor don't live 65, 70.